Alright guys, welcome back to Photonmelodies, where we're being introduced to our training squad, part of the exchange program, and yes, the horse girl was one of our squad mates. Who would have guessed? But yeah, let's just continue on here. She's the one I met earlier.
Muv
Luv. That is a hard name. Ilfried.
我が隊へようこそ、真壁訓練生。今日から10日間、あなたのお世話をさせていただきます。お見知りおき。
Yes, ma'am. I look forward to working with you. I thought she was a lady of the British origin, but it turns out she's a Bundeswehr surface pilot as well. I still don't know how to say that. She must have nerves of steel. By keeping quiet about the fact that I trespassed on military property, she is knowingly in breach of regulations, and yet look at her. She acts like absolutely nothing has happened. Despite me having committed a crime, she's willing to ignore the issue. I certainly don't look kindly upon rule breakers, but just this once, perhaps it's alright to accept her lenient stance on the matter? Yeah, it's for your own benefit, bro. Inconceivable. Hiding such a despicable deed is unworthy of the Makabe name. How will I ever answer to my ancestors? Military regulations are absolute. It's true she has not directly lied to her superiors to cover for me, but a lie of omission is a crime nonetheless. To come clean about the incident is the right thing to do. Hold on. Let's suppose I come clean. What will happen to Lieutenant Fulner afterwards? Obviously he's overthinking it, and I'm sure it's not a big deal, but... Classic. It's only natural to atone for the sins one has committed, but that would also draw attention to the lieutenant's own faults. I would condemn her to the harshness of a military tribunal, just to compensate for my past improvidence. Can I truly call that justice? Father, brothers, what should I do? Wait, surely not. Surely the captain didn't read my thoughts just now. No, Seijiro, cease your idiocy this instant. There's no such thing as telepathy. But this guy seems like super easy to read. It's like pseudo-telepathy. It's like Kichi from Higurashi where everyone just knows his thoughts, and I thought, oh, maybe that's part of the mystery. No, it's just on his face all the time, apparently. Oh god. Stop posing on me, bro. Eek. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Captain, why must you battle me so? Just hand me the card like any normal person would. Why does nobody else seem to mind? Am I the only sane man left in this room? Anyway, I guess I will apologize to Lieutenant Fulner later. If she agrees to pretend she didn't see anything, I will turn myself in afterwards. No, I'm alright, but I appreciate your concern. That was bad manners. Openly showing signs of displeasure is something I have to avoid at all costs. I must regain my composure right this instant. Okay, time to calm down. Let's look at the card and take one more deep breath. As long as I avoid making it look like I'm stifling a yawn, everything should work out fine. Alright, I'm perfectly calm now. Yes, ma'am.
士官候補生は本来総長相当だが、貴様は外部の者、一般人以上、軍人以下の機密レベルとして認識してもらいたい。
My range of movement will be limited as long as I have to rely on this card, and I'm sure to be trapped as well. Reasonable enough for a frontline base, I suppose. It's a rather robust security protocol, given how much emphasis they put on the underground level of safety. It's no wonder the surface was surprisingly easy to traverse.
なお、ID の再発行はできない。紛失すると発見できるまで帰国できないどころか、 6日間の国際問題になるので気をつけろ。
That's crazy. Let's not lose it. Yes, ma'am. I will definitely take your words to heart. Gulp, an international incident. This is Europe's and mankind's largest fortress line. Indeed, both the level of security and the responsibilities one has to shoulder are off the charts. Is this how harsh life on the front is? At this rate, I don't think I would get away with the crime I committed, even if I was acting under irreproachable ignorance. However, if my actions will help improve Dover's complex security, I'm ready and willing to face judgment for the sake of mankind.
冗談はさておき。次に基地内の行動について
That was a
説明する。
joke. Never mind. She was pulling my leg? How far are these people willing to go for a cheap laugh? How am I supposed to learn anything like this?
体調不良など緊急の場合を除き、単独での行動は極力慎むこと。ただし、予定表に従った施設間の移動はこれに含まれない。また、
Come to think of it, there is a somewhat elderly royal guard instructor who used to joke around like this as well. Misguided attempt at comedy aside, the lieutenant is still within a range of what you could call normal, I would say. Oh, for sure. She seems serious, at least. No, the problem lies with the captain. He's what you call an eccentric individual. Then again, maybe my discomfort stems from my own narrow-mindedness. I really wish I could have a greater tolerance for his antics, but I can't be expected to brave the untamed wilderness alone.
に従って、部屋と食事は士官待遇だ。給仕に関しては快適を保証する。食事のクオリティは諦めろ。合成食材と、ここがイギリスである悲運を呪うがいい。
That's literally everything. But that's how it is in Japan too. Maybe it's different for like the IJF, Royal
日
Guards.
程、予定変更の有無は、毎朝フォイルナー少尉に確認のこと。ブリーフィング後の本日の予定は、基地施設見学、その後自由時間、10900時より歓迎の晩餐だ。当要塞基地の司令官、以下幕僚が数名同席するので、清掃着用のこと。以上、質問はあるか？
No, ma'am.
フォイルナー少尉。
ございません。
では解散である。ベスターナ派注意。
解散。
では真壁候補生、こちらへ基地をご案内しますわ。
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. What a relief. It's finally over. I don't remember the last time I've been this nervous during a briefing. Of course, that's mostly due to the captain's antics, but I just can't get the fact that the captain is concealing the lieutenant is concealing my crime out of my mind. I can't bring up the topic right away, though. If someone were to overhear us, she'd be in trouble as well.
待て、フォイルナー少尉。真壁候補生は廊下で待っている。
Yes, ma'am. Can't be. I'm the only one being asked to leave. Don't tell me the captain really did read my mind. Hold on, if I'm not mistaken, there are rumors of research on the cult taking place in Germany during the pre-war days. That is true. That's a fact, that they were researching using the cult as a means of weapons of war. It's kind of a funny fact, but yeah, I knew that. And doesn't he look well suited to the dark arts? I can see that actually. Kinda running the Ronove from Uminato fit a little with the monocle and the mustache. Impossible. Maybe the captain's a wizard? Could that be the reason for this overwhelming sense of dread? Wizard. Dun dun dun. You fool, there's no such thing as extrasensory perception. If that were real, then the captain would be a general by now. Oh, so that is real because of Sumika, but that's from the power of science, not magic. I hear faint voices coming through the door.
良いかね、フォイルナー少尉。くれぐれもよろしく頼むぞ。
はい、お任せください。
いいかね、くれぐれも。くれぐれもであるぞ。
ご安心ください、タイ。最後までやり遂げますわ。
Are they speaking in German? I guess they are. I couldn't tell. Yes, this is the same language Lieutenant Foner was using back at the racing track. That's why I couldn't understand a word she said. I can't follow their conversation, but even I can tell the captain is being as eccentric as usual. Lieutenant Foner sounds rather upbeat, judging from her tone.
いいわね、イルフリーデ。視察研修生とは言っても、VIP の子息なんだから、失礼するんじゃないわよ。
We're important.
もちろんですわ、注意。最高のおもてなしを心がけます。
実を言えば我が輩、不安のあまり夕べは寝不
Oh
足
no.
なのであるが。
She that unreliable?
心中お察しします、大尉。ですが彼に対しては、甚だ遺憾ながら、イルフリーデが最適
She's probably more like laid back and weird to match our overly stiff personality and trying to unstiffen us, as I would say.
メインコンピュータのフルメンテナンスを早急に実行すべきであるな。
まあ、お二人ともご冗談が過ぎますわ。
Judging from their voices, they appear rather worried, while Lieutenant Foner clearly remains cheerful. On the other hand, I have no idea what they're talking about, so there's no point in worrying about it. I hope.
海峡に沿って作られた広大なドーバーコンプレックスには、国連軍旗下の欧州各国軍が防衛担当区画ごとに駐留しています。今日の予定に従い、私たち西ドイツ軍が駐留するドーバー城地下要塞を時間の許す限りご案内しますわ。あなたの同期生たちも今頃各国の駐留基地で見学をしている頃でしょうね。
Yes, probably.
まずは格納庫に参りましょうか。兵士候補生ですものね。真っ先に戦術機をご覧になりたい。
I'm interested in that. New TSF trip? Ah, yes, that's a great idea. Let's do that. I can't quite catch the right time to interrupt her one-sided conversation. Lieutenant Foner doesn't stop talking about the base. Maybe she's trying to keep me from getting bored. However, I can't help but thinking about my crime. The longer it takes for the facts to come out, the more unforgiving the authorities will be when the truth finally comes to light. I'm the one at fault here. Thus, it's my responsibility to prevent Lieutenant Foner from being dragged down with me at all costs. What puzzles me is that Lieutenant has said nothing about a transgression, nothing at all. Should I take her actions as indication she intends to conceal her crime? Wouldn't it be funny if she just forgot about us? That way she will act as my willing accomplice. What self-sacrificing dedication. I've heard that the surface pilots of Cerberus Battalion are descendants of German nobility. In other words, she only follows their creed, noblesse oblige. I'm hesitant to remind someone as chivalrous as the lieutenant of our ill-fated first meeting, but I can't let myself be swayed by their kindness. There's more brothers. As my seventh eldest brother, Masashiro is fond of saying, do your duty as you see it, and damn the consequences. And duty demands I confess, as much as I would like to give in to the temptation and let my crime be lost to the ages. That said, were I to bring up the topic out of nowhere, it would seem as if I'm dismissing her goodwill, and I cannot possibly be that rude. Alright, let's steer the conversation in that direction, slowly but naturally. Excuse me, Lieutenant. About earlier, it is to my shame, but I have to admit I was startled. Okay, she does remember who we are. Okay, not that ditzy. Well, I guess she didn't expect to meet me there either. No, I can't say you looked the slightest bit fazed. The lieutenant's ability to react to the unexpected in such a swift and remarkable way must have been forged in actual combat. You have simply grown accustomed to such things? What is that even supposed to mean? Is it normal for the troops to be reunited with trespassers? Because that would imply Cerberus has some serious issues with security. Oh, maybe she did forget about us. Talking about the captain's antics. Woman, that is not what I'm talking about at all. Well, the captain sure is no, sorry. What I meant to say is that he is delightfully eccentric, but...
はい。
She did forget about us. I would like to talk about what happened at the track.
まあ、そのことでしたの。
Oh, she did right. Dude, I keep flip-flopping. I just wanted to be right with my prediction, man. Leaving the captain aside, I was quite surprised when I saw you in the briefing room. Who could have imagined we would meet again and so soon?
そうですよね。私もまさかあなたがあそこにいるとは思いませんでしたもの。
About that, I actually wanted to ask you.
おい、イルフリーデ。そいつか？
Guy?
例の研修生。
New guy just dropped? Ooh, look at him, dude. Kinda looks cool. Just who's that rude man? And right after I finally found a way to broach the subject. But one could argue it's a blessing in disguise that I haven't had the chance to ask her yet.
何かご用かしら。
Ooh, she doesn't like him though.
後にしてくださる？
後にしてくださる？どうしたんだお前。
The way he talks is quite crude, and it seems he's bothering Lieutenant Fulner as well. Hold on, what's that on his shoulder? Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the crest of the triple-headed crown? Hound, not crown. Could that man possibly be a surface pilot of the Cerberus Battalion? Sir, I am Seijiro Matabe, second-year cadet from the Imperial Royal Guard Surface Pilot Academy. It will be less than 2 weeks, but I thank you for your hospitality. I'm in your debt. He switched immediately, but you know, he's a sucker for the authority.
おお、初々しいね。いいよお前。すんげえいい。
ブラウア少尉。
Brower.
相手が士官候補生とはいえ、その態度は無礼に過ぎま
He's
す。
a VIP, or a son of a VIP.
おいおい、イルフリーデ。さっきから
I
何の
guess maybe
冗
she
談だ
doesn't
そりゃ。
dislike him.
あら
She's just being
手の
more
殺人技でも
serious
試
right
してん
now.
のかよ。
Because it seems like she might be like more casual, in normal circumstances with this dude.
まあ怖い。殺人技ですって。それにしても、
I think she's just
先
putting
ほど
on
から少
airs
尉
for
のおっしゃっ
us.
ている意味がよくわかりませんわ。
なんだそりゃ。笑い殺す気かよ。
何をうるさいわね。邪魔しないで。
Oh,
いただけ
there
ます
she
か
does.
しらブラウア少尉。
It's all airs.
もうやめてくれ。
I mean, this guy's chill. I thought he might be not a great person, but he's chilling. Lieutenant Fulner's tone was rather aggressive just now.
私の話はもう結構ですから、まずあなたの比例を何とかなさい。
Perhaps my rudimentary understanding of the English language is at fault, and I simply misheard Lieutenant Fulner. Yes, I'm sure that's exactly what happened. Heavens, I don't know where this vulgar man came from, but the lieutenant cannot possibly be that rude.
来て。ほらほら、お前が面白すぎて、候補生君も呆れてるみたいだぜ。
It's you and your rudeness I'm shocked about.
ブラウア少尉、いい加減名乗ったらいかがかしら。
はいはい、ただいま。俺はウォルフガング・ブラウアーだ。
Wolfgang.
よろしくな。
Yes, likewise. This man hardly seems like a knight. Not only is he utterly lacking in class, but the way he acts in front of a woman is unpardonable. Frankly, I'm hard-pressed to believe someone like him belongs in the Cerberus Battalion. This guy really gives off the vibes of like a Redditor, huh? I kinda like it though. 8th, we're still going, but as my 8th eldest brother Kihachiwara always says, you fight the beta with the army you have, not the army you might wish you had. The same logic applies here. His character flaws notwithstanding, I must find a way to get along with Lieutenant Brower. I'm a true samurai. No matter who I'm talking to, I must show them proper respect, regardless of how they behave. I must show them how the men of the Makabe family carry themselves.
おい、こいつ固まってるみたいだけど、大丈夫か？
We're always tense.
原因はあなたに決まっていますわ。
I'm sorry, I'm perfectly fine.
ではブラウアー少尉、私たちは先を急ぎますのでごきげんよう。
おい候補生、今のうちに頼んでおくぜ。こいつの印象だけで俺らのイメージを固めないでくれよ。
Could you please elaborate, Lieutenant?
言葉通りの意味だよ。じゃあな、イルフリーデのおもり頼んだぜ。
One moment, Lieutenant Breyer. There's something I need to ask
な
you.
んだ言ってみな。
If I understand this correctly, you're telling me not to judge Cerberus based on the impression I got from Lieutenant Fulner, correct?
ああ、そうだよ。それがなんだ。
With all due respect, if there's one person I should not use as a standard for comparison, it is the Lieutenant himself. Wait, we're popping off.
おお、かっこいいなお前。イルフリーデのナイトってやつか。
I appreciate the compliment. Wait, that's crazy. Yo, he's so Reddit coded. But rather than a knight, I considered myself a samurai.
それって侍ってやつだろ。
Captain Save-A-Ho is
侍だから
crazy, by the
か
way.
弱い女を守るってスタイルなんか。
Gender is of no importance, both as a cadet of the Imperial Royal Guard and as someone who carries the blood of the Makabe military lineage. I cannot condone discourteous behavior, even if it comes from a superior officer.
へえ、この絵に武家の血ね。
Do you mock the Royal Guard and House Makabe? I challenge you to a duel.
俺は武士も侍もバカにする気はねえよ。そんなに怖い顔すんなって小僧。
Kiddo, is it truly vexing to be called a kid by a man of your caliber? It is truly vexing.
およしなさい真壁候補生。相手は仮にも上官ですよ。少尉ももういいでしょう。
Yes, ma'am. My apologies.
いやいや、この小僧は俺が出した指示の確認をしてるだけだぜ。何の問題もないだろ。
And he calls me by that stupid nickname. Then he calls me. And not only that, but he dares pretend everything is fine. The hypocrite.
なあ小僧、一つ聞いていいか。
What is it?
侍ってのは生まれつきなれるもんなのか。
Huh? Of course it's not that simple. Does he not understand something so elemental? Despite being a knight himself, his ignorance is appalling, but duty compels me to teach him. A samurai is not something you become, but rather something you strive to be. It is not merely a title, it is a way of life, one that demands you continue to temper your heart and soul with the utmost discipline for as long as you live.
そうかい。なら安心したぜ。真壁とかいう仮名があれば自動的に侍だってんなら。
But the Dod's not born from the Makabe family. It's just a Dod, so it's not even a good diss. What? This is an outrage. Huh? Lieutenant, you're way too close, and why are you grasping my hand? She knew we were about to pop off. Can't disrespect the Makabe line in front of my face. You kidding me?
さあ、おバカさんは放っておいて、私たちはもう行きましょうね。
Well,
小僧、また遊ぼう
we're
な。
out of here. His line didn't even make sense though. Shouldn't get that pissed. He was trying to dig, but it was kind of weak compared to everything else. Over my dead body. Crisis averted. We are heated right now though.
ごめんなさいね。不愉快な思いをさせてしまって。そんなに息を切らせて大丈夫ですか？
Yes. No. I mean, yes. Too close, Lieutenant Fulner. You're too close. She's still holding my hand? Emergency withdrawal. Ooh. We got the movement. That was dangerous. I almost went to the other side even before I actually stood on the battlefield.
そのような状態でいきなり飛び跳ねたりして。
That was a smooth backflip though. This is bad. My heart won't hold if she continues to harass me like that. Lieutenant, I'm not quite sure how to say this, but I really need to use the restroom. by pretending that I want to go to the laboratory. Acting as if I'm responding to the natural interval of my bowel movements, I can earn some time to suppress these incipient palpitations.
まあ気が回らずごめんなさい。一番近いのはその突き当たりを右に行ったところ。
Understood, I'll be quick.
お待ちなさい。
Hmm?
ここは最前線とはいえ、あらゆる施設に男女の区分がありますから気をつけて。
That made sense.
上向きのアローをサークルで囲んでいるものが男性用、クロスをサークルで囲んだものが女性用です
So
わ。
just the gender signs? The standard gender symbols are in use in the United Nations. Good, there's no way I'll make a mistake. I appreciate the warning. I'll be right back. Using my right hand, I dispose of the toilet paper by throwing it right into the bowl. With my left, I start to turn the flush handle, and the water starts to flow. It's like the potato chip thing from Death Note. Perfect use. Immaculate toilet control. Due to the stress from my long journey, my stomach isn't in the best condition. I ended up having to flush several times. Although I was trying to buy as much time as possible, this is not quite what I had in mind. As it turns out, I really did have an upset stomach. Nevertheless, the end result is that I don't have to lie, just according to plan. I think it's about time I head back. My palpitations have subsided, and I can't have the dear lieutenant wait for me any longer. This time I have a plan. I will be upfront with her. Consciousness is a must. I can't let our conversation get derailed by another misunderstanding. Further interruptions will not be tolerated. Full throttle.
真壁候補生？
Ha! Oh my god. I use my momentum to dart forth and jump. I land kneeling on the ground right in front of the Lieutenant Fulner. Now, Seijiro, while she is still dumbfounded. My deepest apologies, Lieutenant.
いきなりどうなさいましたの、真壁候補生？
My thoughtless actions have forced you to stain your hand to violate military regulations.
軍規違反？事情はよくわかりませんが、とにかく頭を上げてください。
She feigns ignorance until the very end. This must be the spirit of chivalry at work.
そのままでは普通にお話しすることもできませんわ。さあ、真壁候補生。
Yes, ma'am, I'll accept your kind offer.
これはどういうことなのか、最初からお話ししてくださるわね。
Of course, I shouldn't have assumed you're familiar with my perspective of the events. I met you by chance when I accidentally wandered into a restricted area, but when we met again, you acted like nothing happened. That's what made me realize you're willingly covering my crime, despite knowing you're also violating military regulations by keeping silent.
それはその通りですわ。
I, Seijiro Makabe, am willing to atone for my sins by surrendering myself to the military police. However, I've chosen not to do so for the time being because I don't want the kind lieutenant to be involved in the fallout.
ああ、それは。
I implore you, please do not mention that you met me at the track. I apologize from the bottom of my heart. I know that little stunt was awfully rude of me, but I did so to prevent you from derailing the conversation.
ですからそれはそもそも。
To cling to your goodwill any further would be a sin. Honor compels me to face my punishment as a member of the Royal Guard, and as a Makabe. Let justice be done through the heavens fall. Though the heavens fall. But let me promise you this, Lieutenant. No harm will come your way. Indeed, no words would suffice to describe my wickedness. Were I to forsake such a gallant soul as yourself, thus I swear to you on my life and on the name.
落ち着きなさい、清十郎。私の話を聞いて。
Oh, okay.
確かにこの西ドイツ軍エリア一帯は部外者立ち入り禁止だけど、あなたは我が隊の研修生なんだから、到着した時点で関係者なのよ。
Loophole. Okay.
だから安心して。清十郎も私も軍機は何一つ出してない。ね。
Yes. But Lieutenant, you said that it was a restricted area.
確かにトレイルランコースは立ち入り禁止だけど、それは騎馬修練所の保安基準だから、迷い込んだ人を裁くような法的強制力はないの。
Then why did you leave before we could introduce ourselves?
ごめんなさいね。あなたをちょっと脅かそうと思って。ほら、秘密を共有すれば親しくなりやすいって言うでしょ。
To surprise me, does that mean you already knew who I am?
事前にもらった資料で写真は見ていたから。でも、清十郎があんなところにいるとは思わなかったから、驚いたのは本当なのよ。
That's funny. I never expected you to show up there of all places. That means she came up with the idea of surprising me only mere moments after we met, and she executed it flawlessly, too, with no hesitation whatsoever. Yet in spite of her cunning, she's not even showing an ounce of malice. Wait a minute, the lieutenant never said we don't need to exchange names, she said we don't need to exchange them at this time. And yet, I don't get the Machiavellian mastermind vibe from her, not in the least. Though she was being misleading, I'm sure it wasn't on purpose. Rather, she must be a natural airhead. Or maybe it would be better to call Lieutenant Phoner by an ingenuine? I don't know. A free spirit who acts guided by her whims and flights of fancy. Assuming I'm right, predicting her next move is going to be a formidable task. I'm not confident I'll be able to follow her thought process. For some reason, I cannot help but feel vaguely uneasy at the thought of her being responsible for my care while I'm here. Hopefully I'm just being paranoid. My alarm bells are going off, Lieutenant. Oh, so is it my imagination, or does her manner of speech have gotten kind of familiar? Pardon me, Lieutenant. Oh, it's a true personality. I'll keep that in mind. Then, Lieutenant, are you usually this casual? My beloved Siege. You don't say. Image destroyed. He was right. It's crumbling. I hate to admit it, but Lieutenant Brower's warning was completely justified. Speaking of which, when I first left the briefing room, I remember thinking First Lieutenant Wasternack and Captain Raulerstein seemed rather concerned while talking to her. Surely it was because they knew of her true nature. Tragedy strikes. My image of Lieutenant Phoner bursts into pieces. Her ditzy real self has broken my heart. You have to take the bad with the good. Like lightning, the teachings of my ninth eldest brother, Saikuro, flashed through my mind. Light cannot exist without darkness. To pretend a man that's either one or the other only goes to show how much I have yet to learn about the ways of the world. Lieutenant, there's no need to grab my arm. My arm is touching her. Requesting immediate memory withdrawal. No. Alright, we're gonna end here though. I know, super short episode, but I don't have a lot of time. I just wanted to get an episode done. Funny episode as always. It's gonna be a fun time following this dude. He actually cracks me up, man. But yeah, until next time, thanks for watching. Later.